पाटिल साहब बोलिए।
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on the Farmers Empowerment Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Service Bill 2020. Sir, I along with my party strongly oppose ordinance. The eyes giving legal sanction to contract farming will help corporate enter the agriculture sector and may increase productivity. But my question on the Honorable Minister is that
आपका माइक नहीं चल रहा है क्या?
would it help the
उस साइड से बंद है,
चालू है सर, चालू है.
उधर से बंद है.
चलिए।
But my question to the Honorable Minister is that would it help the farmers? The ordinance has little to offer to the millionaire of the farmers who are currently engaged in the contract farming through informal agreement of the Theka or Batai. Some form of registration of these tenant farmers without threatening landowners would have been a huge land reform waiting to happen. Instead, the ordinance would lead to disruption in this ongoing practice of contract farming. The absence landlord would now prefer to deal with written contracts of a company over the hassle of dealing with local tenants. There is nothing in the ordinance to ensure that the contract agreed to by the small farmers with the little bargaining power would be fair. There is an elaborate dispute resolution mechanism, but how would the farmers assess it when pitted against big companies? In our Telangana state, 97% of farmers are small and marginal farmers. They never reach up to interstate trade goods for these farmers purchased by state government, and they transport the goods from one state to another. APMC levy market fees on those traders. So the purpose of the bill does not help the farmers in any way. In turn, government can keep a watch on the market through APMC, whether traders are purchasing the farmers' goods above minimum support price. If their intervention is removed, farmers may in turn suffer a lot. As per the knowledge, there is no system for farmers' agreement prior to production and rearing of any farm produce except the sugarcane in our state of Telangana. This type of agreement can only come into existence if the government takes initiative to establish food processing units in random and increase the export of agriculture produce. Competition emerges between traders and the purchasers of agriculture produce. This bill is also not much useful to the farmers. History teaches us that law do not operate in vacuum. It all depends on the conditions in which a law is enacted and executed. As scholars of the agriculture and mandis remind us, we must not begin by overstanding the power of legal reforms in guaranteeing economic freedom and outcomes. Given the timing, the context, and the overall balance of power in which these three ordinances have been enacted, these are likely to work for the traders, big agriculture, businessmen, and corporate, and not for farmers, least of all small farmers. These reforms may increase agriculture productivity, improve the food markets.
Please conclude.
Half second, sir. But are unlikely to help farmers' income. At least this may be another example in the long history of the policies and that work for agriculture, but not for the farmers.